I took a shower today and I looked in the mirror and I just realized it kind of hit me all of a sudden. I don't really hate the way I look anymore. And that's kind of weird for me because I really hated the way I looked for a long time. Like I would have done anything to be like a 6'6" black dude or like, I don't know, a K-pop star or blonde hair, blue eyes like that one German guy wanted, or maybe like, I don't know, Puerto Rican boxer or sprinter or something. Like I would have done anything just to look differently. And that's how I felt, right? I felt that way. I hated the way I looked. And I felt this way for a long time. In fact, there's a picture of me that I love to share because this is the worst shape I was in like ever in my life. And this is like the peak of my laziness and lethargy, eating just junk food, playing video games for hours upon hours a day. You know, thousands of hours went into those video games, and I was just lazy and fat and disgusting. And I remember my best friend asked me once, "What animal do you think like fits your personality? What do you think you'd be if you were an animal?" And I remember I thought of a slug, and he's like, "That's kind of gross." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, that is gross. That's how I feel. Like that's how I look. That's how I feel. Slimy, slow, lazy, nasty, eating rotten fruit." That's an actual slug, but you know what I mean. Like slugs are kind of gross. They're slimy and they look kind of nasty. They're fat, um, and that's how I felt. I felt that way because I looked that way, and it really sucks to see online. Like so many people are struggling with body dysmorphia these days, comparing themselves to other people online. And I wish that was the root cause of this thing, but the reality is we got to be honest with ourselves. Like when I was looking in the mirror and I saw that fat, skinny fat bastard, I really just realized, wow, I'm disgusting. I look nasty. It wasn't like, oh, I saw David Lade on YouTube and so now I think like I'm gross. It was, oh, actually I am fat. Actually I am lazy. Actually I don't like these things about myself, and I want to cover that up. I want to hide that. I want to change that. And that was the real problem, is I realized that's the truth. And so, I mean, my biggest problem for many years, and I'm realizing this only now, it's that I really just didn't look like a man when I should have looked like a man. I was at the end of my teens, and I should have, had testosterone flowing through my veins, and I should have been all like massive, like that one guy from ASU that mogged clavicular recently. Like I should have looked like that, and yet I'm this, narrow shouldered, whatever they call it, slug. And I see this, right? And I think, wow, I'm disgusting. I'm realizing that. I'm realizing like it's not that it's just body dysmorphia. It's like actually it's gross. It looks gross. It looks bad. Like of course girls didn't like me. I mean, I was also like addicted to pornography and masturbation among other things. And so fair enough. Like there's a lot going against me at that point, but still it's a self-realization more than it is a dysmorphia, or whatever you want to call it. It's just realizing, wow, I'm nasty. And the thing that really fixed it was taking my skinny fat. There's this one song, I forget what it is, but the guy goes, he goes, "Slim thick with your cute ass," right? And I'm thinking slim thick, like that's literally what I was at the top. Like my chest is slim and I got a thick big butt, right? And so as a man, that's the exact opposite proportion that you want. You want to have wide shoulders and you want a narrow waist, right? And your legs can be big, but you want a narrow waist, you want wide shoulders, you want to be shaped like that Dorito, that triangle shape. You want to be shaped like the Trinity, right? You got the Father, the Son, you got Holy Spirit. You want that shape. That's what men are supposed to represent. And I wasn't that. And I was really kind of disgusted in myself because I was seeing other men and realizing like, hey, I don't really look like that. I look like some amorphous slug. And so how did my depression disappear? What cured it? Yeah, physical training, but a very specific kind of physical training entered my mind about 5 years ago. Like, how am I supposed to train? And it was this realization that, okay, so yeah, I do have to build the top out. I do need, big shoulders and even a neck and like traps. Like, you need all that. But the primary things that you need to focus on are going to be your chest. So your pushing motions, you need to have, a strong, big chest, to get that barrel chest, right? You want a big chest, a wide chest, bench press, push-ups, whatever you want, you could do it, right? You know how to build your chest. I don't need to tell you that. You need a big back, and I'm not talking about eating a lot of food. When I say big back, you need literally a big back. You need, I don't know, to do your rows, you need to do your pull-ups or your deadlifts. You need to build your lats. And that's going to build that top part of that triangle physique, right? The top part of the V-taper is just the chest and the back. Yeah, the shoulders and the neck and the traps, they're all good. You should be training those, but it's much more important for the V-taper. You get your lats built out, you get a big chest, and then your abs. And I say abs, you don't need visible abs. Right now, I don't have visible abs, but I still have the V-taper. And what got it for me was primarily diet. You should train your abs, but they say abs are built in the gym and revealed in the kitchen. So, the junk food, it's probably got to go, or at least cut down on it. And for me, what really did it was introducing fasting. So now, I mean, it's kind of crazy, but I'm doing intermittent fasting every day where I've got like a couple hour window to eat. I'm pretty lenient with it, so I could do like 6 to 10 hour window for eating from noon to like 6 or 10, and then actually fasting. So like a full day fast fairly often. I've been doing 1 day a week for the past 5 years, and my physique's completely changed. I mean, it's so different. It really does just redistribute your body fat. And that was so life-changing for me, just to have all that fat in my butt get redistributed to my abs. And actually I had a belly, but like, my chest and my arms, and even my legs, like my calves, not my thighs, not my butt, not my belly, my neck, my head, like just places where I wasn't storing fat. Because up until that point, I was very lethargic, I was lazy, I was always sitting around. So I had a really big butt, thighs, and a belly. And when I started fasting, all of that went away. I mean, yeah, it's getting leaner as well. It's also redistributing the fat. And that just came with fasting. As I fasted more and more and more, that just kind of happened. And it's almost amazing how the body will do this on its own, but that's how you build the V-taper. And that really did cure my depression. I mean, I had eating disorders. I had suffered from bulimia for many years. If you know what that is, sorry, it's kind of nasty, but I was binge eating and purging. If you don't know what it is, I don't recommend looking it up. Bulimia is kind of like just gross, but it's an eating disorder, and I suffered from it for a long time, just because I hated how I looked, right? I hated how I looked, and so I was constantly trying to do something to fix it, and didn't really work for me. Didn't work. It was the training. Physical training actually did work. There is some benefit to physical fitness, and there is a benefit to godliness in all things, but it's still good to train physically. It's not ever a weakness to be strong. So get strong, work on your physique, do a little amateur bodybuilding, just get in the gym. If you're struggling with, the way you look, maybe you got something to work on. Thank you for watching. Bye now.